Hey, good morning. Well, let's come a bit closer. It's Sunday morning. It's just gone 10 o'clock, so it's early. Well, I shouldn't be doing this early in my brother's house. I'm already waking people up. They're awake that side, but it's just waking up that side. So I'm probably going to get moaned at by my brother for doing this. So if you see the door being kicked down and a big guy comes through, that's my brother, telling me to keep the fucking noise down. Sorry for swearing. But I did do this talk yesterday. I recorded it for like 50 minutes and it didn't record. So yeah, that didn't go well. So I'm doing it again today. I've got nothing written down, so I'm doing this all off the cuff. Speaking off the cuff this morning, which is always a dangerous thing, to be honest with you. And I look like I've just come from the Middle East. Yeah. I was actually born in Syria. Joke. So anyway, yeah, I've been listening to Jeran. So we're going to talk a little bit about Jeran today. So I've been listening to him. Like I said, I would. Just going to follow him. First time really that I've probably done this. And he's just done a 5-hour talk on, well, basically just, Jeran can moan and moan and moan. Didn't notice quite a lot. He moans a lot. I moaned. He moans a lot. But he does it in a diplomatic, aggressive way, if that makes any sense. He started swearing a lot. So he did put it under unplugged. So which means he's going to go all in. Do you know what I mean, Jeran? It's quite interesting. He's quite a funny guy. But he's a calm. I said this before, the first time I watched him, a couple of years ago. But I've only watched him twice before. He's calm, diplomatic. Wish I could be like that. I could learn a lot from him. But that could be the control opposition. If he is, I don't know. That's what we're trying to work out. But I'm not bullying him, nothing like that. I'm not doing that. I'm just talking. I'm just talking, Jeran. Yeah? Jeran's saying it as well now. Just talking. Talks about me, about a lot of stuff I do, but won't mention my name. So he's doing the coding thing the same as everybody else. Yeah, he seems quite smart. He makes out he's the smartest person here. No, you're not. I'm smarter than you. I'm trying to get on his show. I've sent a text, so I can get on there. So we can have a diplomatic conversation. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I think everyone would like to see that, and I think Jeran would be up for that because you know, he does this thing. Is it every Friday? I think it is every Friday where he just Speaker's Corner. Calls it Speaker's Corner. Just like in Hyde Park, we've got a Speaker's Corner for all nationalities to come together and talk diplomatically. It's not always that way, but Jeran has a phone-in. I think it's every Friday, and people, he lets anybody come on. Anybody. I think IPS is going to go on there. He's talked about it. You should. I'm trying to get on there as well. So I don't know how much that would cost ringing from London. Probably a lot. Maybe I'll get him to ring me back. So I'm unemployed. They're the ones that are all making money. They're the rich gang, not me. But anyway, so he's got that Speaker's Corner thing. So I may ring him if he lets me. And I did leave a message saying that. Can I ring him too? But yeah, knowing Jeran, he probably won't. Well, I don't know Jeran, but knowing that other people talk about him, he may not do that. That's what they do. They let everybody else go on there, but they won't let me go on there. I'm the only honest one here. I'm the only one that's honest. Seems to be. All right, maybe IPS is. I don't know. I'm still trying to work out IPS. I don't trust IPS. No, of course I don't. No, he pulls out people just like I do, so I don't trust him. Will I trust him in the future? Well, only time will tell with IPS. I don't know. As long as he's, because he's still having his little digs. It's stupid, really, isn't it? But I had my digs as well, so you know, it's tit for tat, isn't it? Unnecessarily is, it's tit for tat. Right, so like I say it again, my brother, if the door opens quite abruptly, a big body comes in, that's my brother. Yeah, but he won't be throwing fists to just have a right fucking moan at me, which he's got every right to see his house. Right, so we're gonna just play a little bit of Jeran, because I did this yesterday, didn't record. And now I'm being forced to do it at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning, which is not good. Like my fingernails. Right, so just going to play a little bit of Jeran on the unplugged that he done. 5 hours it went on for. I've only listened to a couple of hours. This goes on for too long. I may listen to the rest today. But it's just him basically moaning, swearing, moaning, putting everybody down. Absolutely everybody. He's calling everybody dumb, apart from him. But he's the one that you keep hearing allegedly. Well, IPS has been saying it. I don't know whether it's true or not. Saying that Jeran works for NASA. And I don't know the ins and outs of this. Don't quote me on it. Maybe I really shouldn't say this, but only because I don't know much information about it. That IPS a couple of years ago was, maybe a bit longer, was following Globebusters with Jeran, and something to do with shining a laser up at the ISS transit. And IPS was trying to work out, well, Jeran said he did it at a certain time, but it turned out to be a lie. IPS proved it, or trying to prove it. I think he did prove it. So I've asked IPS to put some more information about that out on the transit. But you have to say please with IPS, otherwise he just gets offended. So please, could you put some information out, IPS? But I've already left a message on his channel anyway. So, well, let's just play a little bit of Jeran moaning. But it's his channel, can do what he wants, obviously. Same as me. So let's listen. I've already started making noise, so I might as well just carry on.
An interesting show because things have changed for me drastically. If you've been paying attention this last couple of weeks, you know, like I do, that there is some craziness going on in this community. It's been going on for a while, and it just now makes sense to me, or at least tells me something, and I want to tell you guys that. So I wanted as many flat earthers here as possible so that they could hear it from me.
He's wearing a pink top, look, he must be gay.
That they have not very many chances to back out now. Let's say that. What does Jeran mean? What do you mean, back out now? Well, if you haven't noticed, that we have a problem. We have a big problem. And that problem is that it is no longer a intellectual study, if you want to call it that. It's no longer a truth journey. You may think it is. I thought it was. But then I realized that it's not. How did I realize that? Well, if you didn't know, I went to Antarctica. And the whole trip was exactly as advertised.
I mean, got all these trolls coming out. Going against Jeran and Whitsit. I've been one of them, obviously. Hands up. Yeah. And they're still denying. Obviously, sorry, the trolls are saying that they use green screens and all that. Well, that new Amazon screen. But the Amazon screen, to be honest with you, doesn't look big enough to do it. It really doesn't. But I don't know. I really don't know. Either way, I don't know. Like I always say, if I don't know, I'm going to say I don't know. Simple. And Jeran, and obviously Whitsit. Well, I don't care about Whitsit. I'm not interested in Whitsit. I don't watch him anymore, obviously. Like all the others, I don't watch him anymore. Did trust Whitsit, but not anymore. But we're on Jeran. We're on Jeran. And Jeran knows it. But we're going to go diplomatic with Jeran until we can find out a bit of information about the guy. Unless I can get to go on his podcast, and then I can have a chat with him diplomatically. But will he do that? I'm not sure. He may be the one person that actually says yes to it, you know. But we'll see what happens. But Jeran's still sticking to his word that he went. He did go to Antarctica, and the actual trip itself on the airplanes, I watched little bits of it, and it looks like, yeah, they travelled over there. It does look like that. Whether they went to Antarctica, I don't know. They may have just went somewhere else. No one knows. We've got no way of knowing unless someone comes out with some amazing information to go against that, like they have with Whitsit. He was definitely vaping, by the way, wasn't he? This is about Whitsit, but Whitsit was definitely vaping. He was bent down, going like that with his vape. He was definitely vaping. What an arsehole. Right, back to Jeran. But Jeran's still sticking to his guns, metaphorically speaking. There's no violence around here. We don't do that, do we, guys and girls? But he's sticking to his words, sticking to his guns, that he went to Antarctica. Who knows? I don't think it was as big. I don't think he was using the Amazon screens. I really don't. I think that's just people just clutching at straws, to be honest with you.
Yet I have been threatened by former friends. I've been threatened by flat
That's
earthers.
sad.
I've been gaslit. You know, there's just video after video coming out about me. It's kind of hilarious. It really is very, very, very strange that people pay so much attention to the beliefs of somebody else. Like, I don't care what any of your beliefs are.
True.
Just, you know, none. I don't make shows where I invite people on. Like, let's talk about Slow Sanchez's beliefs. What do you think about what Slow Sanchez believes about this? Oh,
Slow Sanchez, Brother Sanchez. I totally agree with Jeran on that. Brother Sanchez is an idiot. He really is an idiot. I listened to some of the conversation on here where he did speak. Jeran was done a recording of when he did speak to Brother Sanchez on a podcast before, and Brother Sanchez kept saying to Jeran, you know, just stop talking over me, stop talking over me. And Jeran was talking over him, but Brother Sanchez is known for that, for talking over people. Brother Sanchez don't let anybody talk. He never lets anyone talk. He just talks over everybody. He really does. It's really, really annoying. So Jeran kind of put him in his place, and yeah, they was going tit for tat, backwards and forwards with each other, you know, moaning at each other because they kept talking over each other. But he's talking about Slow Sanchez. He's saying that Brother Sanchez is he nicknamed him Slow Sanchez, and I totally agree with that. He's not the full ticket. He really isn't, Brother Sanchez. Not the full ticket.
oh, what I think is that he believes it because he believes this about that. No, because I don't give a shit. But it is funny to me that so many of you obviously care very deeply about me. Basically every channel that I've seen on YouTube is talking about me, which is kind of funny. Kind of.
It's not funny, is it? Everyone's talking about you. I mean, you allegedly went to Antarctica, and Whitset kept lying and started doing things that went against everything that you guys were doing. So of course everybody's talking about you. You two went over there to Antarctica allegedly with MC Toon and Dave McGeegan, or whatever his name is.
Trying to type
Of course
something in here
everyone's going to talk about it.
So, what I want to get into is kind of what I talked about.
Does it get to the point where we don't like it when people talk about us? I've had people talking about me ever since I've been here. 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. Deal with it. You know what I mean? If you don't like people talking about you, then don't put yourself out into the public or into the limelight. People are going to talk about you. Should never be a problem. If there's a problem with you don't like people talking about you, that's your problem. That's your perception, not other people's.
And sorry it was leaked. I guess I shouldn't talk on Facebook. I mean, on Telegram, unless I know that people are going to pick that up. There we go. Just trying to get my hat to work there. Excuse me. Let's see if that's any better. Does my hat work now? Let's go to here.
I'd say this runs for like 5 hours. I'm not going to be playing all this, obviously not.
Can you see that if I do it?
Just the intro. Just the intro.
Making sure the hat's straight. Please don't go on to promote other conspiracies. You're just going to be wrong about those as well. Thank you you are mocked. I didn't say I was going to do that, but thanks for that vote of confidence. I do appreciate it. What I plan to do in the future is a little bit different than people might suspect. Number one thing is that this show right here will continue, at least for the foreseeable future. It will be called Jeranism Friday Unplugged, Jeranism FU, and that is the place that you will find me on Fridays at 3 p.m.
Fridays, 3 p.m. So yeah, I might ring in if he lets me. I've got to wait for see if he replies to my message. Yeah, see if he will. Let me talk. You know, I think you get 4 minutes. I think it's 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes to have a quick conversation or put your points across. I can put a lot of things across in 4 or 5 minutes, quite easy.
If you don't want to find me here, block me now. Get out of the channel. Block the channel. You never have to see me again. It's very easy. Very simple. Is at 3 p.m. If you don't want to find me here, block me now. Get out of the channel. Block the channel. You never have to see me again. It's very easy. Very simple.
We're going to
It's the way it should work in life. And if you do want to watch, I think that you might learn something, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and slowly, slowly as fast as I can, kind of eliminate a lot of my old.
What have we actually learnt from you so far, Jeran? Not much. Just a bag of lies. And Jeran says that he don't lie. Well, I've been hanging around with all these people in the community that you don't want to talk to no more, that constantly lie, constantly taking money off the public. Like I say, I don't take money. I don't do this for money. I'm not interested in money. No, I'm doing this. Right, be a good time to tell you this right now. TikTok contacted me a few days ago. Whether it's genuine, I don't know, but they contacted me and asked me to go and work for them. And I said no. And they goes, why not? And I was like, well, because you banned my channel 5 times. 5 different accounts, you banned it 5 times. Why should I come work with you? Work for you? And also I said I'm a truther. I'm not interested in coming on and lying to the public. But I suppose everybody, when people get to know who you are, they will approach you. So TikTok approached me and asked me to go and work for them, and they were very, very, very persistent. I said, no, I'm not interested. In the end, they kept going on and on and on, kept sending me messages, and in the end I said, look, piss off, just piss off, and I blocked them. So I'm not interested. I'm not interested in making money by going against the public. I'm not into that. What the hell am I here for? What, to go against the public like all the rest of these guys have done? No, I'm not interested in any of that. I could and make myself loads of money and become rich, and then you'll see a different me coming back on here. But I don't want to do that, because the whole point of this in the first place is to spread information. I'm a truther, a proper truther, if that's whatever a proper truther is. But I'm not interested in working for TikTok, so I told them to piss off, but they were very, 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 very persistent with me.
Videos that I no longer feel
TikTok, I'm not interested.
Are pertinent.
So what I did, after they did that, I went over to TikTok and I opened up another channel. I thought, oh, okay, fuck it. Maybe if they're offering me a job, they may leave me alone. So I went over and opened up another channel on TikTok. The only reason I'm doing that, because I'm not into TikTok. But I've started uploading large videos and me talking and stuff like that. And yeah, so for one, they've left me alone, TikTok. They haven't given me no strikes or anything so far, and I've put up some really controversial stuff. I really have. Yeah. One second. I'm just trying to go. Oh, it's on that phone. I can't. Oh, did I take a picture? Yeah, I did actually. Sorry, guys. Right, so one video uploaded was just, this is basically why I'm on TikTok, just to promote my Rumble channel and YouTube channel, because I'm doing well on YouTube again now. So I've got 850 on the promotional video I've done, 850 views so far, which is really good. I uploaded the concave earth, the 1851 model, that got up to 301 and then they stopped it. 301 views and then it got stopped. So I've done it again and got 570 views and then that stopped. Uploaded one of my talks on what was it? Humanity. Can we deal with the technology? I uploaded that. That got up to 801 views. So very, very good views. I put the video I just done on the California fires. I uploaded that, but they muted the whole thing, so I had to redo it again and just put up you know, diplomatic music, so they left that alone. That got up to 790 views. The Witsit video I put up, the Vape Gate, that got 299 views. So these all stopped now, this just stopped. And the worst one, the one I put up on atmospheric electricity and aeroplane engines, the Matterhorn tree, our lungs being turbines, the electric atmosphere, they only got 23. So they blocked that straight away. But you know, in general, I'm getting views on there. Nothing's been blocked. Well, it's been blocked, but they've all been blocked now. But at least they got to them views. So I've still got 800 people, 570, 790, 311, 850, 23 and 299 views. So that's still pretty good because people get to know my face. And I didn't tell you this, but recently, well, over the last couple of years, when I go into central London now, that you know, people are recognising me as well, which is really mad. And obviously, thank you. And they're like, oh, well, we know you. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. And they go, oh, that's all right, we know you are. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you, thanks for watching. And they just laughed. But people are recognising me on the street, which is really funny over the last couple of years. And it happens quite regularly now as well. So people are watching me, man. People are recognising me. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm quite chuffed about that. So Electric Johnny Out's getting famous, slowly. I said it's my turn to shine. But honest. An honest shine.
Or are correct. Or no longer in line with my current thoughts. Now, at one time, I thought, for sure, that there was no 24-hour sun in the South. Now, what I've been shocked at is the people that have, number one, come out and said it doesn't matter. Number two, the people that say that the observations that we made were fake. Or three, it's a nothing burger. Or four, that, as I just heard Dustin Nemo say recently, that all flat maps call for the 24-hour sun in the South. So here's the thing that I'm afraid that you guys aren't seeing. Okay? You are being lied to by not just the mainstream.
By you?
But now you're being lied to by the very people that you watch. Now, Jeran, what are you trying to say? You're the most honest
It's always been like that.
flat earther that there is? Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Jeran, that's really cocky of you. I don't care. I've seen from everybody else just garbage, nonsense, attaching themselves to the most ridiculous ideas.
How has he got the front to say that? After all the stuff he's been following on the flat earth. And it all turns out to be fake. Well, I'm not saying the flat earth's fake, but all the information that they've put out has turned out to be fake and indigenous, where the word is. So has he got the front to say that? I really don't think he's got any right to say that. So he's just attacking everybody.
I mean, we could go and look at a couple things to start it out. Speaking of ridiculous ideas, remember that you are part of this group. Okay, when I say I'm no longer a flat earther, which, by the way, you haven't figured that out yet, I no longer will consider myself
He hasn't figured out whether he's a flat earther or not yet. It's honest, I suppose.
a flat earther because of the group that associates you with, number one. And number two, I can no longer hold that opinion, considering I showed myself evidence that it's not possible. Now, could I be wrong? As I've said a million times, absolutely, you can be wrong all the time.
Absolutely.
So you would think that maybe somebody would come along
Thank you for your honesty.
and show me that I'm wrong. But I have an issue. I don't think anybody will be able to do that because nobody's been able to do it thus far.
True.
What do you mean by that? Well, I mean that you'll hear people now say, oh, Lady Blunt, she said that there was a 24-hour sun in the South back in 1870 or 95, whatever.
True.
But you'll notice that from that date till now, no one's come up with another map. Nope. And I want you guys to understand what it does, what it tells you when you do what I did. And you can do it too. That's the other thing. And I want to put out a bet.
The Lady Blunt was the woman, was it 1900s, early 1900s? Don't quote me on the year, but it was around about that time that they went over in the airplane. And she got tracked by the authorities. And I think her plane crashed or something like that. Well, something happened. But anyway, before she crashed, she was trying to prove what the Earth was through geography. And she got stuck somewhere. But she was going by the globe. And it worked out that the way that they're saying the globe was, it was wrong. Because where she was going through the geography of the Earth, to do with geocentrism, spinning ball, where she was supposed to have been wasn't there. So it proved that the map was completely wrong. So this is why she looked into the flat Earth. And anyway, I think didn't they take her out or something? She died. They took her out. Lady Blunt. Now I put a video out on this before, and I got called gay for putting it out, and they called her gay as well. I think that was tinfoil hat. Surprise, surprise. The liars. And yeah, they gave me a load of shit over it. It was Lady Blunt. That's who Jeran's talking about.
I want to put out a bet somehow and let flat earthers put their, because I'm not even sure they believe what they say they do anymore. I don't even think they'll just change it. Have you not noticed? Nobody believes anything. You don't have to believe anything when you're in flat earth. You don't have to believe anything. True. Because you don't have a model. We don't have a map.
True.
You just go through it, and if something comes up that doesn't match our worldview, we just kind of say it was fake.
throw away.
And move on to the next thing and say, water lies flat.
So that's it. So basically, all those scammers that were going with a flat earth, David Weiss, Witzes, whatever, they were saying things were a certain way, and it wasn't at all. So what they do, they would ignore everything from the mainstream, which ain't a bad thing, but other people putting out different models and stuff like that, to do geography, whatever. The flat earthers say, oh no, we don't believe in that because we believe in the flat earth. We ain't got a model. We don't know anything about the sky clock or anything like that. So we just chuck that away and we just carry on with the flat earth. And that's what Jeran's saying. And it's very, very true. That's what they were doing. So ignoring everything apart from their kind of science, which turns out to be completely wrong.
That's what happens. That's what this community does. That's what this group of people do. And it's scary because what it does is it tells you that we will never get anywhere. And that's one thing I want you guys to realize right away. If you are a flat earther or in the flat earth or following flat earthers, I'm just telling you, I've been in this for 10 years. It's going nowhere. Now you can let Dave Weiss tell you that it's going to hit the mainstream tomorrow. Flat earthers, I'm just telling you, I've been in this for 10 years. It's going nowhere. Now you can let Dave Weiss tell you that it's going to hit the mainstream tomorrow. You can let anybody tell you that. Here's the problem with that, is that it will never hit mainstream until you can better explain reality than the globe. Now, I thought that we could. Hey, we don't feel like we're spinning. Flat Earth says we're not spinning. Hey, we don't feel like we're flying through space. Flat Earth says we're not. Hey, I don't feel like we're on a ball. I don't feel like the vacuum next to the atmosphere works. And so I thought that Flat Earth better explained it.
And that's the mindset of the flat earthers at the time, of what they were putting out, ignoring all science apart from the flat earth model, even though they didn't have a model.
But we have to be able to explain the sun, and it cannot be explained. Now, you might be thinking right now, the same thing every flat earther's told me, which is just more proof of what I'm saying. If you're thinking right now, but Joe Hanvey's model shows it. You haven't looked at Joe Hanvey's model. You haven't paid attention to his videos. It does not show it. Oh, but every flat map calls for nope. If you're talking about people taking globe math, putting it on top of a flat map and saying that it works, I'm going to show you tonight why these people are.
And that's what Witz's been going on about now, isn't it? Apparently, allegedly, that he's saying I've got a new model and all that he's saying, and all he's saying, do you know what he said? Something so stupid and basic, like the actual globe has just been pushed down to a 2D model, and that's the landmarks. What a load of nonsense! Clutching at straws, the guys. He's lost the plot. He's losing the plot. Absolutely. Witzit, Austin. He's lost the plot. He's no good to anybody. Not anymore.
Lying to you. Now, how long will it take you to figure it out? I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, the tinfoil hat, Sam Tripoli and Johnny Woodward are protecting Witzit as much as they can. Told you. Told you what they're doing.
I don't know.
Because they've been told to.
Does it mean that, then Jeran, are you saying that the flat earth can't be right because these guys... Nope, I'm saying that I don't want to be part of a community that accepts the kind of bullshit that these guys have been putting out. If you think the Antarctica trip was in any way fake, you are retarded.
And there we go again. Everyone's back on this retarded word. Do you know what I mean? Everybody just thinks it's cool to call everybody retarded. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking stupid, man. Grow up. Jeran, grow up. You're an adult.
There's too much evidence. And for those of you out there saying, oh, but you would have said the same thing. No, I wouldn't. There's a difference between saying the moon landings are fake. When there was one camera from NASA played on a CRT TV screen where the media had to come in and film off the TV screen. Okay, everybody in their controller desks were, as Gene Kranz said, they didn't know the difference between real and test data. This is totally different. This is 10 people or 9, whatever it was, in Antarctica, live streaming. You can't even find live streams from Antarctica from anybody else besides the group that went there.
Do you know, I still haven't done live streams, innit? I just don't think my heart is into it doing live streams. I really don't. I prefer to just do videos and upload them. Yeah, I mean, I kept promising, didn't I, to do the live streams, but I don't think I'm ever going to do it. It's just not in me to do that. I haven't got the time to do it. Like I said, I'm a part-time researcher, so I just don't have time to do that stuff. To come on every day or every other day and do a live stream for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, Some of them do a lot longer. Jeran does a long times. 5 hours, 10 hours recently. But my heart's just not into it. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I will apologise for that. Actually, let me do another apology as well. Right, I did call somebody a shill last year. Yeah. And I regret it, I do. And I'm pretty sure the guy still watches me. Of course he does. His name's Wooden Nichols. He's an excellent researcher. And I brought him in because he was hanging around. He started hanging around with EWA, another faceless creation that doesn't show his face. So yeah, I basically pulled in Wooden Nichols into that circle, and I regret doing it. I mean, he won't talk to me no more. I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. It's my fault. My fault. Because I was kind of not working. We was talking quite a lot privately, and you know, he's an excellent researcher. So I'm just, Wooden Nichols, I'm sorry. I apologise. I did actually make a video about it and put him into it. I dragged him into it, and I really do regret that. He's not a shill. No, Wooden Nichols is not a shill. He's a genuine guy, and I kind of kicked myself ever since I did that. Do you know what I mean? I may call a lot of people shills, and a lot of them are, but Wooden Nichols ain't one of them. Wooden Nichols, I'm sorry, I apologise, yeah. That's all I can really do. I'm not asking to be friends with you anymore, so I know you won't ever do that again, because I know you got morals and all that, obviously, I understand. But I do apologise, yeah, Wooden Nichols, I really do. Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't want to say only me, because obviously Toon and all those guys did too. But what I'm saying is what we did was impressive. And yet nobody's ever going to say that. They're just going to keep saying that there's no, I mean, people are looking at 720 footage and saying like, oh, there's no footprints in the, I mean, just ridiculous. Yesterday, somebody posted a video that showed me eating my soup and said that because a split second, the soup said, pollo, for something about with chicken. They said, no, that was my ode to Apollo. That, I'm not kidding. I kid you not. That is what was said. And this is just, it's getting disgusting.
He basically just moans like this all the way
Nobody should allow these people to say the things that they've said. Friends of mine throw me under the bus and then they answer, oh, well, I just was asking questions. Yeah, I know you were. That's the problem.
Just asking questions.
So I want you just to listen to something from here. This is from the great pastor.
Oh, we worship you, Lord.
Oh, do you know it? We worship you, O Lord, and Jesus, and we say this and everything. But again, here's the problem. The other thing is the problem with Christianity and the fact that they have attached themselves to this movement, and they will not let it go.
Bad.
And what happens then is that we have to accept nonsense from these guys like Dean Odell. You know what Dean Odell's excuse is for this? Do you know why the I saw the sun?
Come.
Any ideas why I saw the sun? Why was I able to see the sun in the south? Anybody know? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to find him where he says it here. I got to put that in. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's lots of places he says it here. All right. Oh, there we go. Let's try this. How about here? Watch this. Got to bring you over. Let's go to here. Check this out. And you tell me if this is something that you stand behind. And I guess it is, because you have to. And that's the problem. You should be able to think for yourself. But let's hear.
You don't think Satan could pull that off?
Right, just before I play that. Right, why do I show that ball there? That ball with the white stuff all over it? Because I put it there as the basis of the celestial sphere, which is, like I said, outside the JK Memorial, and it's all around the world as well. So what is that? That is basically the stars of the celestial sphere, the black sun.
Oh yeah, and let me tell you something.
Let's listen again.
The sun moved in a circle around them in Antarctica. Let me just go and tell you right now. You don't think Satan could pull that off?
Satan.
Oh yeah, and let me.
Satan is Saturn, based on Saturn. That's all that is. It's just misinformation.
Tell you something else.
Now it's Satan who disguised himself as a ball of light and circled me in Antarctica because these guys are desperate. Why would somebody say that unless it did matter? Remember, people said it doesn't matter? Doesn't matter what the sun does, Jeran.
course
We
it
can't
does.
change
Sky
can't
causes
decide the
everything.
shape of the ground.
The sky
How many
causes
times have I told you
everything.
how wrong that is? How many people keep saying it? It's ridiculous. Nobody's saying that because of the lights in the sky, we can tell the shape of the ground.
No.
We are saying that the lights in the sky have a very predictable, and by very, I mean like precise, and I mean by for the last thousands of years, the lights in the sky have a predictable motion that we know and we understand. It's called the Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, equinox. The sun varies
Of course.
in between those ranges. It's above the people's heads at each spot for a certain part of the year. So we know what the frickin' sun does. That's what's important. Once you know what something does,
You don't know what the sun does, to be honest with you. Look, I mean, look, there still could have been, like, say, a lot of manipulation around Antarctica or wherever they was situated at that time. You know, of the sun going around, and we still said that the sun squashed as it was coming around the mountains, and it did. You know, there could have been some kind of screen there where the actual sun itself, the real sun, has just gone straight past, and then they've put like a barrier up there, and then the sun done some kind of CGI that way. We don't know. I mean, that's just speculation, what I'm saying there, you know, an assumption. But you don't know, whatever they done. Were they really in Antarctica? Well, how comes there's no cold breath coming out? Which is down to the electric atmosphere through your lungs. Because wherever you're going to be in a cold place like that, remember your lungs have turbines to take in the electric atmosphere. So we can breathe in the electric atmosphere. That's why our lungs are turbines, and that's what they're made for, the electric body. Yes.
thank you very much. I'll be checking super chats in 1 second. Wait, as soon as you know what the thing on the ceiling does, okay, let's say you're in your bedroom. It doesn't matter where you're at. If something on the ceiling does a predictable pattern, and you get to know that pattern, okay, I get it.
An analogy?
Then if you have a map, and that map, you look at the map and you try and jive it with that motion of the ceiling, you can disprove, okay, you can falsify a map. Because if the map that you're looking at doesn't coincide with the known motion of the things in the sky, then that map cannot be correct. It's that simple. Why is this difficult?
Understand that?
Why is this difficult?
Understand that.
Okay. Now, the map that I have promoted for 9 years, 10 years, the AE map, which I thought worked,
No.
and doesn't.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay. It is now fatally flawed.
Doesn't work.
And I just don't understand why, when we got back, why.
Is IPS right? Is he working for NASA? And now being told to go to a different direction of how they want things to go. Because remember, everything that's pushed forward is by the powers. Everything that's been put out, and they want everybody on social media to grab that. They really do. They always have. It's the way they do things, isn't it? So I think it's right to assume that everything that is being put onto social media is just a tactic for them to throw forward, because we all know how the public work. The general public, a big percentage of the general public believe anything you tell them, with no proof, which is a scary thing, a scary thought, really, isn't it? So I think it's right to assume that whatever really is being put out is being put out by the powers. Everything, even to the frequency stars that we see, is just finding out now that there's projections. We always knew anyway, which is, I think the Project Bluebeam has been running for a long time, and they put that in place a long time ago. So they're using projectors to project stuff up into the layers of the atmosphere with barium, the help of barium. Like I said, the projections onto clouds, because barium's not dangerous. So I think it's right to assume everything's there.
People couldn't just say, all right, good point. It's flawed.
It's flawed.
The map is flawed. So let's go back to the drawing board. Let's stop being so cocky. But no, that's not what happened.
You too.
People said it was fake. Half of them said it was fake. Half of them said it doesn't matter. What happened with Eric Dubé? Eric Dubé started out by saying, oh, it's actually not even a big deal if it circles, because Lady Blount said it did. Even though she says later, we can't explain this, we have no explanation for it, we just are admitting it's a fact. But you notice that Eric Dubé, who probably knew that when he wrote his 200 proofs, he left that out and actually put the proofs in that said that the sun didn't circle in the south. Then as soon as we said, hey, we're going to go down there.
If anybody's going to be trusting Eric Dubé, I never did, not once. You must be a fool. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. But you must be a fool if you're believing anything that, or ever did believe anything that Eric Dubé says. Nah. The guy's a joke as well. Aaron Dover, like I said, Aaron Dover, he's not around anymore because he threw himself off a 12-story building. Aaron Dover committed suicide, but he went over to Bangkok to look for Eric DeBay, and he wasn't over there. Aaron Dover, one of the best researchers, they say the best YouTube researcher ever. I agree with that, definitely. A lot of people, even to this day, still use a lot of his work. But Aaron Dover went over there to Bangkok to look for Eric DeBay, and Eric DeBay went over there, so he's blatantly lying. So wherever he was in a secret location, it was a Bangkok, doing his what's he do? Wing Chun. Is it Wing Chun? Yeah, Wing Chun. So he was proven to be a liar by Aaron Dover a long time ago, and then the authorities went after him, Aaron Dover that is, and then drove him fucking crazy, and yeah, he chucked himself over a 12-story building, killed himself. Silly sod. But I said if he was alive today, I would certainly talk to him as well as a lot of other people, but nah, he killed himself.
And look at it.
Unfortunately.
He said, oh, it does circle in the south. And you guys accept it. So there's going to be a trend tonight that I want you to notice. It's whatever flat earthers say, flat earthers accept. And whatever goes against our model, flat earthers call fake. And they think they're in some sort of power position. This is the thing that got me the most upset, is the cockiness of flat earthers.
True.
Where there is none deserved. There's none deserved. Just going around saying we don't have a model, we don't have a map, does not make you able to be cocky.
True.
We don't have a model, we don't have a map.
But you was too.
Sit down.
So was you.
Go back to class, go back to the drawing board, do it again.
Why didn't you? Why are you only
Until
doing
you
it
come
now?
up with something. But what Flat Earth does is they try to push themselves to the front of the row, to the front of the class. The fact, Jeran, we know that water lies. Okay, it will never, again, I'll repeat to you, Flat Earth will never take over anything.
No.
You will, in 5 years, be
No
doing the
proof.
exact same thing. But you'll have less friends, less family,
True.
less money,
True.
less hopes and dreams, less truth.
That's true.
That's what comes with time with the Flat Earth. Why? Because everybody here is just wanting clicks, wanting drama.
Not
What can we
always.
talk about on our channel today and tomorrow and the next day?
Not always.
So that we get more clicks, more drama, more dopamine hits. Nobody is doing the work. And I repeat, nobody.
You get a like and you're like, ooh, it's not gonna like, ooh. That's the way it's been made out to be, isn't it? I don't care about likes, I don't care about subscribers. All I care about is view counts. That's what I care about.
Now you might say, oh, there
That's
are
what
some
he's
people
talking
doing the
about.
work, Jeran. Okay, well, they're not producing anything. What are they producing? If you're talking about Stephen Alonso and his lies, I mean, he's just making things up. I saw him today, and we'll look at it in a second.
I don't know who that is.
It's getting ridiculous. It's getting scary. Like, I am appalled at some of the
That's
stuff
a
I
bit
see
scary.
and being said and agreed with. I mean, who's this King Nico? Where did this guy come from? Magician or something? Guy's out of his mind. These people have no idea. They haven't been here for 10 years.
One of the new guys, isn't it?
And here's Dean Odell saying that we can manipulate weather.
We know can manipulate the weather. We know this from the book of Job. Satan can manipulate the weather,
Oh.
and we know the United States government can. Right?
Weather modification in the way of creating earthquakes, creating, rain and stuff like that. That can be done, of course, yeah. But for chemtrails and stuff like that, where the public are being poisoned through airplane engines and that, absolutely not. That's false, absolutely false. But the weather modification in the way of making rain, making clouds, of course, that's all. They can do that. Yeah, they can do all that kind of stuff. That's under weather modification. But the chemtrails, no, that's false. Absolutely.
Why is everybody up in arms? See, one reason I've sat back and just watched all the hoopla about all this, because I'm like, I don't care if you see 15 suns in the sky
Oh.
and they do whirlabouts. God's word is true.
Okay, so that is the problem right there.
Really.
Okay, what Dean Odell just said is the problem for a majority of flat earthers. He just said that it doesn't matter how many suns you see, it doesn't matter what you see in the sky, it doesn't matter what you see. So now, to Dean Odell, it doesn't matter if you measure curve. It doesn't matter if you take him up to space and show him the earth. God's word is true. Now, of course, is that God's word? I have contention about that.
No, it's not.
What I don't understand is why Christians think it's okay to pick and choose from the Bible and not adhere to the whole thing.
This is the thing about Christianity, isn't it? That's so dangerous about Christianity. They say, well, and you learn this from a very early age in school, you know, and you go through it, don't you? They just drill it into you, indoctrination, innit? Well, here's a God. So if you behave yourself, here's God. You're going to go to God, go to heaven. But if you're a bad person, you're going to go to the devil, to hell. That's Christianity. That's dangerous. That's wrong. And that's never, ever been proven. It's bad.
Romans 11 says, all government is placed there by God. To go against the government is to go against God. Yet every one of those Christians that I know and everybody that watches my channel, and myself included, chose not to get vaccinated, chose to go against government wishes. But if you tell them, well, that was going against God, they say, what are you talking about? I did what God would have wanted me to do.
It's right to assume that all vaccines, injections, from whenever they started, is what's caused polio, you know, AIDS, cancers, all those crappy, horrible diseases that have been pushed out, and then you have to yet to go to the hospital for the rest of your life to have all this medication done to try and get you better. But it was them people originally, the powers, that did it in the first place. So if they make you ill for the rest of your life, then they can make money from you for the rest of your life and for the rest of their lives or when they're alive. They always make money from you. So they're the good and the bad. But it's right to assume that all bad diseases were all caused by injections of vaccines from a very early age. As we all know, they want every baby exactly when they're born to have an injection. You know, bad. What a horrible world we live in.
Okay, so
Well,
then what's wrong? Then why are we going to say some things from the Bible and not others? That's my problem with that. But I won't get into that. That's another subject altogether, and that will just piss people off to no end. I accept religion. And let me tell you this to flat earthers. If your religion is flat earth, I have no problem.
Wow.
If you have a religious belief in flat earth, I have no problem at all. But you cannot enter into scientific discussions. Okay? The no map, no model, no claim, that kind of thing. We don't make any claims. Okay, the science is making claims. That's what science is.
Exactly.
It's making claims and then backing them with evidence, showing which test can show which is the most likely answer, or what is most backed up by examples or testing. So if you don't make claims, then you don't do science. And why did we ever think it was okay to do so? I keep bringing up this analogy, and I know people don't like it, but I don't really care. It's the way it feels to me. Let me just explain.
Well, I've got to go. Speak to you all soon. Hopefully this is recorded. My name's Electric Johnny Hat. Have a great day, yeah. Sunday. I'll work up the whole house again.